Hey, what's up you guys and welcome for today's video. Today I just wanted to do a small story time talking about some horrifying stories that happened to me. I just wanted to share them with the world, so if you want to see them, keep watching. So for today's video, I picked for you 3 story times that I think they are the most horrifying that happened to me. I just want to clarify something. These stories are just the stories from my point of view, and it doesn't mean that it's the full truth or that person was going to do that thing. So the first story is about my kidnapping. This story goes back to 2009, 2008 when I was still young, and this happened at the dentist. Me and my father went to a dentist appointment where my father was going to remove one of his teeth and I was going with him. So me and my father were sitting in the waiting room and suddenly this man walks in. For a moment, that man didn't do anything and I was sitting with my father reading magazines that they put on the tables. And just a regular appointment. Few moments after that, the man started making some funny jokes and trying to contact me and talk to me and get close to me. At this moment, I didn't know what happened or what was going to happen, but that man was so cringy and I didn't want to talk to him at all. So the time passed by and it's the turn for my father to go in and remove his teeth, but they didn't want to let me in because they thought that the blood and the things were scaring me, so they left me waiting in the waiting room until my father finished his appointment. And let me remind you that the man is still there with me in the waiting room. So I stayed out and I was reading some magazines, reading some newspaper, feeling all bored, and the man was sitting with me in the waiting room. After a few minutes, he started to talk to me and say, "Come here please, I want to take some pictures of you." Now I was like, no, I don't want to. But he insisted to take some pictures of me. So I stand up and I started walking in the dentist office and go from room to room, and talking with the ladies who work there. And after a few minutes I come back and he starts calling me like, come here, I just want to take some few pictures of you. And I didn't want it. So he pulled his phone and started taking some pictures of me and I was moving, but he screamed at me, "Stop moving, I need to take these pictures." At this moment I started to panic and I was like, "Please don't kill me, sir." I started running to the secretary office to talk to her.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
And the man stand up and get out of the dentist office and leave the place with no clue where he's going. I talk to her, I tell her what's happening.
What happens?
I talked to her, I told her this man is trying to take some pictures and he scared me, so she come with me and look inside the waiting room and the man is no existing there. At this moment she told me I need to stay with her and not move at all because this man is going to kidnap me. And for the first time the idea that I was in danger came to my mind. I sat there waiting with her. I didn't move, I was scared because I was believing that this day will be the last day that I'll see my family. This man is coming back and he's definitely going to take me. So I waited there for like 20 to 30 minutes. As soon as my father finished his appointment, the secretary goes and talks to him and tells him what happened. At that moment he pays, he take me out and go into the car and start turning inside the block. He started looking around and telling me, "Do you see the man?" I said no, I didn't see him and I didn't see anybody look like him. And from there my father took me directly to home. That day my father told me that this man maybe was going to kidnap me or kill me or sell my organs or something. And at that moment I was realizing I was this close to being kidnapped. Since that incident happened, I didn't see the man or meet him or see him ever again. Thank God I'm still here. The second story that I have for you for today is that I witnessed a robbery. This story goes back to my middle school when I was coming back from the evening classes. It was 4 p.m. and usually at this time all the parents are at work and all the kids are at schools, so the neighborhood is fully empty. Now everything was normal until the moment that I arrived near to my house. So I look to my left and I see 2 men wearing everything black, from hoodies to gloves to glasses, from shoes and some denim jeans. So they looked at me directly, stopped for a moment, get in the car and ran away. At this moment I didn't think of anything because at that house was living a teenager with his parents and I thought they might be some of his friends, so I didn't bear any attention to them. So the day go on, my parents come from work and we were sitting just enjoying our life, and suddenly we hear some screams coming from out the street. My father get out and see what was happening and come in and tell us that that house was robbed. He tells us that they took everything from gold, jewelries, PlayStations, laptops, phones, and everything was at the house, and they took it in a very professional way. At this moment I tell my father that I saw two men at 4 p.m. when I was coming back from school wearing all black getting inside the car. And at that moment he told me, you just witnessed a robbery. Now after that my father talked to me and told me to tell him everything with details, what I saw and what happened. So I tell them, he went out, talked to the cops, tell them everything. They come for me, I tell them everything, and the story ends. Now some of you might say that nothing happened to me and this is not a terrifying story, but finding out that those men could have done horrible things, from killing me, to kidnap me, to take me away, to do something from me because I saw them, is horrifying. The scenarios of this story could have gone so wrong, and I thank God that nothing happened. So the third and the final story go back to one of the evenings on the weekends. We were sitting all at home, my parents, me and my brothers, and suddenly we hear the doorbell. My mother goes to open the door and she finds the lady talking to her. This woman was assuming that she's selling some beauty products like creams and makeup and things, and she talked to my mother about her brand and gives her a visit card. My mother starts to be interested and she talked to her more. The more that my mother talked to her and asked her about her products, the more this woman acted suspicious. She didn't have no product, she had no clue about what she was talking about, she didn't have any information about the product, just had a ripped catalog with some pictures of few products, has no relationship to the brand that this woman is talking about. My mother took a close look, and far away from our house there was a car with a man sitting inside it, looking directly to the mirror at this woman. At this moment my mother started to feel a little bit anxious, so she called my father. When my father came to the door with my mother, I came down too, and my brothers, and we started to look at this woman, and at that moment she started to tremble and talking a little bit suspicious. She was like saying, I have to go to the car, I'll bring you some products later, I'll have to give you something else, I have another appointment, and like my father started to ask her some detective questions, and she definitely proved that she's just a scam. My father took the visit cards and went inside the house. My mother closed the door, and as soon as she closed the door, few seconds after that we hear the car go like vroom, like this man was running. At this moment my father was sure that we exposed them. He humped on his car and he followed that car. We searched everywhere in our neighborhood. That car was not existing. That car ran away so fast we couldn't catch it. So my father came, he googled that visit card, the name, nothing exists, no website, no products, nothing. That name was just an ink on a paper. And my father created some interesting, horrifying story that those two persons or couples are a gang who want to come inside the house, see whether people there, kids alone, if there was just women, come inside, steal, do things, and go. But since that incident, we never saw them, we never understand what happened. Okay guys, this is some bad, horrifying stories that happened to me when I was young. I know they're not that horrifying, they're not it, but they still scary for me as a kid, and they made me feel a lot of anxious when I was younger. If you like this video, don't forget to give it some thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe, go visit my other social media platforms. Okay, this is what I have for you. See you later. Bye!